His MVP. Golf swing, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Corey Seager smashes the ball. Down line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Shot again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live, coming at you after a disappointing defeat and series loss at the hands of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Bats went a little cold after a 6-game win streak, a phenomenal Game 1 in Phoenix on Labor Day. I think they ran out of gas on the roadie. Not going to lie. I think the Rangers need to get back home for some home cooking. And look, some fortuitous results so far. Seattle did lose today. That's very, very helpful. Rays beat the Mariners 9-4. I mean, look, it's crazy. The Rangers could be in a playoff spot right now. Had they won the last 2 nights, Rangers could be in a playoff spot. Isn't that wild? It is disappointing from that vantage point, but I'll say this. With the Mariners losing, it definitely takes the sting off of the last 2 games for me. Takes the sting off just a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and spin you a web or sugarcoat. It would have been great to at least get 2 out of 3 against the Diamondbacks. But you have Seattle losing ahead of you. It's really kind of a wash at this point. A game and a half is nothing. I said that yesterday. A game and a half is nothing. Look, 5.5 games out right now, it's a different story. It's a different story. At this point, the Rangers have to get back home and win some ball games. And you got to do it against the Houston Astros Silver Boot Showdown, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. But obviously, a lot riding on this one. The season could go one of 2 ways very, very quickly. And so good to get an off day tomorrow, get back home where the Rangers have been an above average to elite team within the friendly confines of Globe Life, man. They have been an elite ball club. You look at the record, you look at their numbers there, 100%. Right now, I am looking forward to a good series with the Astros. They are playing right now, by the way. Looks like 4-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. We will be keeping our eye on this Astros game. 4-4, bottom of the 8th. Yankees and Astros in Houston. Runners on first and second. We do have 1 out right now with Christian Walker up to bat. So we'll keep our eye on the Houston game. We'll see how it plays out. We'll keep you posted on it. But a loss here would clearly be a pretty big result for Texas. Really allows you to still maintain good positioning, kind of keep your options open, division, wild card. Obviously, the wild card is a lot more likely at this point than the division is. But I like the chances of Texas getting some things done this weekend. Eagle, maybe we get Dolly back for the weekend series. That sure would be nice. That sure would be nice to get a Dolly's back, a guy that obviously punishes Houston. Sure would be nice to have him starting on Friday, or at least have him available. Look, some interesting things going on in Houston right now. Maybe they end up pulling this one out against the Yankees, but some tensions flaring up in the Astros clubhouse. Obviously, the Astros have not been consistently winning games of late. You had a little drama with Framber Valdez and the catcher Salazar, who I think is like one of their third options at catcher. Valdez giving up a grand slam to Grisham. One of the very next pitches, the catcher and Valdez get a little crossed up. Didn't look like Valdez was very apologetic. We'll just say that. Apparently they talked about it, but the temperature rising a little bit in that Astros clubhouse right now could either be, a galvanizing moment for them or maybe the start of an unraveling. And clearly we hope it's the latter. Ain't that right, Christopher? Good to see you, man. Thanks for hanging. Swolger, I had the same thought. You know me, though, my guy. I'm always going to try and go glass half full, but I did have the same thought. This team has had a history of putting together some good win streaks and just not being able to follow it up. In fact, kind of falling off a cliff after a big win streak. Eagle, we'll see you later, man. Thanks for hanging out. Swolger, yeah, like I said, it's unfortunate. The Rangers win the last 2 games. They're in a playoff spot right now. They're in a playoff spot. If they win these last 2 games, Tuesday, Wednesday, Seattle lost both games all 3 days. So it's unfortunate they're not able to take advantage. Bases loaded, by the way, for Houston, bottom of the 8th inning. 1 out. Devin Williams up, man. This is not the best guy to have up if you're wanting the Yankees to win. Hopefully he'll get out of it some way, somehow. Urias up to bat right now. Again, we'll keep our eye on this Houston game for you. Astros and Rangers in the playoffs. That's what I see too. I see the Rangers finding a way in. They're a game and a half out. Yes, a lot still needs to go right. I don't think it's money in the bank, but I do think the Rangers find a way to sneak ahead and get in. At this point, you're a game and a half out. You've got some guys returning. Tyler Maley's going to be coming back. Corey Seager may be a guy that you can count on to come back here in a few weeks. You're clearly going to have to survive and tread some water to a certain extent, but I do feel pretty good about the Rangers' chances. It does not feel great losing those last 2 ball games, but there's a lot that you can chalk it up to. I mean, look, they were coming off a long road trip. Urias just struck out swinging, by the way, so bases loaded, 2 outs now. Trammell up to bat for Houston, bases loaded, bottom of the 8th inning, 4-4, Houston, New York. It definitely would have been nice to win these last 2 games, but it is hard. All the traveling. The Rangers obviously didn't get in until Monday morning into Phoenix after some travel issues up in Sacramento. And so you can kind of understand how the Rangers may have run out of gas. We're not making up excuses for them. It's a disappointing, very, very disappointing outcome to not win that series after you win game 1 in such dramatic fashion. That's the thing. You won game 1, baby. You had game 1. You just had to win 1 of 2. And you felt like today was the day with Jack Leiter on the mound, and Jack had another great outing. We're definitely going to make sure we show him some love, talk about Jack Leiter, and really his 3rd outstanding performance in a row. This is what we've been asking for from him, right? Consistency, please. And so far, he's delivering it. I am really, really pleased with what we're getting from Jack Leiter. Playoff type stuff, right? I mean, what he's done the past few outings makes you feel pretty good about the possibility of him pitching successfully during a game in October. By the way, 3-0 count right now to Trammell. Devin Williams just got squeezed pretty bad on ball 3. Should have been a strike. So we could be getting a run scored here. I'm sure they're going to be doing a little green light action. Yankees hanging on by a thread, tied with the Astros right now in Houston. Texas Rangers sweep the Astros. You would love to see it. I'm not trying to get my hopes up crazy high, but you would love to see at least 2 out of 3. At least 2 out of 3. All right, let me keep rolling here. Natalie, I'm with you. A lot better at keeping the Rangers in games. You're doing a good job controlling the strike zone, not giving away at bats, especially once you get to 2 strikes. Jack has definitely done a much better job in those areas, 100%. Devin Williams just walked in the go-ahead run for Houston. So Houston up 5-4, unfortunately. Yankees are going to need a 9th inning comeback here. And Devin Williams, I feel bad for Yankees fans. I mean, look, words I don't say often. Feel bad for Yankees fans having to have Devin Williams at the back end of the bullpen. He had some rough ones for New York when they were playing in Texas. He's walked 3 batters in this inning. Ridiculous, man. And he's walked in the go-ahead run, potentially the game-winning run right here. Unfortunate. We're going to do a little Cowboys preview a little bit later on in the show. Tristan, good to see you, man. Hope the Rangers play better Friday as well. We will do a little Cowboys preview for you guys probably towards the end of the show. We'll probably preview Cowboys, then we'll preview Astros, Rangers, and then we'll call it a night. But we got a ways to go yet. Ultramodern, this is hilarious. I've heard so many facial hair jokes with Devin Williams. Like, dude, came in super needy with the facial hair. And this is what you give the Yankees in return for making them change their policy. You know what I mean? Not making them, but pitching a fit about it. This is the kind of season you have? Come on now. Heck no, Soldier. And I'm editing that for all the kids out there. Heck no. You can fill in the blanks. Absolutely not, my guy. No. I do not want Devin Williams coming within a mile of the stadium. Maybe more. No. I think the Rangers, they're going to have to strongly consider getting a bona fide closer. I do think what you're seeing over the last 2 days, you're seeing some bullpen fatigue. Look at Hobie Milner. Hobie Milner has a 15-plus ERA in his last 7 games. Not going to cut it. Not going to work. And look, the bullpen today, they gave up 0 runs. But at the end of the day, you were kind of in a spot where you had to throw some guys that were needing work. Robert Garcia got in there, threw an inning and 2/3. No earned runs. Martin had a third of an inning under his belt. I still say in the big spots, it feels like the bullpen's getting pressed a little bit. Colby, I don't want to say back to their normal selves. I'm hoping that a little off-day reset tomorrow, followed by some home cooking in Arlington for the next 6-7 days, is going to do the trick. Really wonder what's going on with Danny Coulombe. Still have not heard what's happening with him, by the way. If anybody's heard some Danny Coulombe news, please let me know. He has not pitched in about 9 days as of tomorrow. I'm not getting any news on him, but I sure hope that there's nothing serious going on with him. Danny Coulombe has not pitched since last Tuesday. We're talking 8 days ago. Yeah, I missed it too, Natalie. What was it? What was the inning and how did it miss? Give us a little more details on that one. Isaac, I'm with you on this one. The Rangers have absolutely played better at Globe Life, and so I definitely feel great about the opportunity that they have to go home and get some wins under their belt. But I absolutely feel like the road, just doing what they did, not having a losing road series, that was kind of a big deal. Not having a losing roadie was huge. They actually had a very good road trip all in all, despite the 2 losses to the Diamondbacks. Good for the Rangers standards and good enough to keep you right in the thick of the playoff race. But Globe Life has been a good place for Texas. A lot of players play better at Globe Life, not named Kyle Higashioka. Road Warrior Higgy. I can't say that I'm super excited to get him back to Arlington, but a lot of other players, pitchers and batters alike, much better at Globe Life than away from it. We keep rolling. Yeah, Devin Williams has just seemingly not been too great all year long. I mean, at least that's what I feel like. It feels like he has not been very good like all year long, man. Oh, my goodness. My goodness. At this point, we're going to go through a little bit of the game today. By the way, Aaron Boone just got ejected. Doval is in the ball game right now for the Yankees pitching. Pena up to bat right now. He has a homer in this one. Yankees trying to keep it right at 5-4. Probably Devin Williams, Sean, but it is close. It is really close, but maybe you give the nod to Devin just a little bit. Robert Garcia has a 3.23 ERA. It's crazy to say out loud. Bro has like a pretty decent ERA. It just feels like he's pitched absolutely terrible. 5th inning, middle innings, just short of the track. I was able to watch bits and pieces of the game. I think I told y'all last night I was at work, got to watch a little bit of the condensed game as well that MLB puts out. So admittedly, did not watch every pitch. And some nights that is the case 100%. Today, being that the game was right in the middle of the workday, did not get to see every hit, every hitter, every pitcher, but got the gist of it, of course, through MLB at Bat, through MLB TV, watching here and there, different breaks that I had. Game and a half out of the playoffs right now, Tristan. So everything in front of us. It would have been nice if Houston could have lost tonight. They are up 6-4 now. Jeremy Pena just singled to Cody Bellinger. So we still have bases not loaded anymore. It's actually 7-4 now. They just threw a wild pitch. So I might put this game to bed in terms of keeping track of it. Looks like the Astros are going to win this ball game, unfortunately. Let's look at the wild card race. So you had Seattle losing. That's obviously great news. Looks like Houston's going to gain a game in the division on everybody. You check out the wild card. Royals, a game behind Texas right now. They have lost 3 in a row. The Tampa Bay Rays are also a game back. The Rays have won 6 in a row. So that is the expense of the Rays beating up on the Mariners. The Rays have now climbed all the way back. They are within 1 game of Texas for the, I guess, the second to last wild card spot, if you will. It's the Mariners for the last wild card spot. Rangers, Royals, and Rays right there. Guardians are 3 games back. So it is tightening up for that last wild card spot right now. Mariners getting swept is awesome. But again, the Rays were the ones who did it. And now they are just a game behind Texas. Pretty crazy. Rays look dead in the water. Dead in the water about a week and a half ago. And now they've won 6 straight. Good for them. Good for them, but bad for the Rangers. You got to now keep your eye on a number of different teams. A lot of scoreboard watching going on these days. A lot of scoreboard watching. Mariners, man, they have lost 6 of their last 10. They're on a 3-game losing streak right now. And the Rangers obviously have won 7 of their last 10. They are looking pretty good, but you sure have to figure out this Astros series. And you also have to perform well in the Brewers series, too. You've got a couple of really high-quality opponents coming up next. I know Houston has been in a little bit of a slide. They are 5 for their last 10, about to be 6 of their last 10. It's going to be an interesting next 6 days in Arlington. You've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Stros. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Brewers. 5-1 homestand. It feels like, it feels like 4-2 is kind of the basement. 5-1 would be great. Obviously, sweeping it would be, I think, a bit of a pipe dream, but maybe, just maybe, they can pull that off. That's going to be hard. I do think 4-2 is pretty realistic, and I think, honestly, 4-2 gets you right where you need to be. I don't think you have to go 5-1 in the homestand to be in the race. You're close enough at this point. You can actually go 4-2. I think you can play the 2 out of 3 game and probably be sitting nicely at the end of the year. I don't think you've got to do a whole lot of, sweeping every single series. I mean, that'd be nice. Don't get me wrong, but I think you've played yourself into a position only a game and a half out from the Mariners. You can win 2 out of 3, and that's okay. And I know last night and today, not great seeing the Rangers go down, but got to talk some people off the ledge. It's just not worth melting down over every single loss, especially when Seattle is dropping a game ahead of you. I know it's frustrating to not gain ground. You're not going to win every baseball game. Rangers are not going to go 21-0 down the stretch. I think this was game 141. Yeah, you're not going to go 21-0. If they do, they'll definitely be in the playoffs. Probably will have won the division. You're just not going to go 21-0. And so every time the Rangers lose, we can't have a melt. If they lose 5-6 in a row, absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm with you, Natalie. It was still a decent road trip, a very decent road trip. And now you come back home where you've been an elite ball club. Let's see what they got against Houston. It lines up nicely. You got Jacob deGrom pitching in this series. You have Merrill Kelly pitching in this series. So I do feel good about the Rangers' chances. I mean, look, can anything happen? Absolutely. Rivalry games, anything can happen. But you've got to feel good with the prospect of Merrill Kelly, Jacob deGrom starting 2 out of the 3 games. Clearly, the Patrick Corbin start is going to be a bit of a 50-50. But I do think with Merrill Kelly, deGrom throwing, I believe Friday, Saturday, right? I think that the Rangers are going to have a very good chance to win the series Friday, Saturday night, with Sunday kind of being a bit of a toss-up game. I have to see who the Stros are pitching. I do think Hunter Brown is in there in the mix. Although Hunter Brown, as good as he's been at times this year, he has struggled a little bit against the Rangers. There are some guys that have taken Hunter Brown deep. Adolis Garcia is one of them. Don't know if Dolly is going to be playing on Friday night. I'm sure Hunter Brown is watching that injury report. Probably has Rangers PR on X on notifications turned on, trying to figure out if Adolis Garcia is going to be in the game tomorrow or not. Adolis Garcia absolutely rakes off of Hunter Brown. I don't know if he'll be available when Hunter Brown throws. I think it's scheduled for Friday, right? Could be wrong on that. I'll check out the pitching matchups here in a second. But I'm looking forward to that Stros series. Today, by the way, though, just to put a bow on the game this afternoon, Smith 1 for 3 with the walk. Look, we've had our complaints about Josh Smith at the leadoff spot. He did have a couple of moments today where, unfortunately, he was not able to get a clutch hit, but he did have a single early on in this one, did draw a walk. I just want to be clear. I don't think Josh Smith needs to get benched. I just think leadoff hitter should go to somebody different, and I think that should be Wyatt Langford. Cody Freeman would be another choice. He was 0 for 4 today, unfortunately. But look, Josh Smith, at least getting on base a couple of times, good stuff. I just think he plays a lot better down at the bottom of the order. And I think that eventually will probably be the plan long term if Josh Smith sticks around. But I'm just not a big fan of Josh up at the leadoff spot. Don't think I will be unless he really starts tearing the cover off the ball here pretty quickly. Wyatt Langford 1 for 4. Like Natalie said, almost had a home run in the middle innings. Wasn't meant to be. 0 for 3, Jock Peterson. Josh Young came in for Jock and went 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Shaka. Jake Berger, 1 for 4. Strikeout. Higgy, 0 for 4 with 2 Ks. Cody Freeman, 0 for 4. Osuna, 1 for 2 with 2 walks. Liked the at-bats from Osuna. With Adolis being out, I kind of wondered if Osuna would get a little bit more up at the dish, would get a little bit more playing time, and so far so good in that area. Glad to see him taking advantage. Ezekiel Duran, 1 for 4. Mike Hellman, 0 for 2. Tellez pinch hit for him. Dylan Moore came in and pinch hit for him as well. Mike Hellman hitting in that 9 spot. I really do like him in that place in the lineup, kind of as a second leadoff hitter, but he gets cooled off a little bit today. Jack Leiter, quality start, 8 Ks, 3 walks. I mean, obviously you'd love to see that be more like 1 or 2. The command, clearly still something that Jack needs to get a little bit better at, but I think you'll take 6 total base runners in 6 innings pitched. It's great. And again, another quality start. This is 3 great starts in a row for Jack. Robert Garcia, Chris Martin, 2 innings between them, 2 Ks, no base runners. Really, the pitching was excellent today. The hitting just could not get going. And I know a couple of you guys asked, are the Rangers coming back down to earth? I do think there is something legitimately to be said about the weight of the road trip, the stress of the games you're playing. I mean, every game feels like a must-win at this point. So these games are high stress. You're on the road. You are winning well on the road. Your travel plans go a little bit awry on Sunday night, trying to get to Phoenix. And you kind of get off schedule a little bit. Monday, you have an outstanding win, and then you just can't follow it up. It just really does legitimately feel like they ran out of gas on Tuesday and then today. I don't know if any of y'all feel that way too. That is 100% what my first thought was. It just felt like they ran out of gas. I don't think this necessarily is gloom and doom. That they're reverting it back to the same Rangers they've always been. That honestly wasn't my first thought. I would tell y'all if it was. My first thought honestly was, I think they're just out of gas. I think the travel plans Sunday night getting delayed, not being able to fly into Phoenix until Monday. They always say the second game of a series when you're flying in late, the night before. The second game of a series always is the one that kind of gets to you. Just what a lot of former players have said, managers as well. And so you kind of saw that, I think, in the second game. And then I think you saw it today. I think the team just ran out of gas on this roadie. So I'm hesitant to say that there's anything worse going on with the Rangers than they just needed to get back home, get a day off, get a little home cooking, sleep in their own beds. I think they come back Friday ready to go. I don't think there's some big reversion. I don't think there's some big regression that's going to be happening with the Texas Bats. I think you're still going to have a lot of guys that have been swinging the bat well, do it well back in Arlington. City connects tomorrow, or Friday night, excuse me. That'll be good. And you've got a great trio of pitchers coming up here. I mean, look, Pat Corbin, obviously on Sunday. You got DeGrom and Kelly, though, going Friday and Saturday. That's going to be great. Hunter Brown pitches on Saturday. There you go. You'll have a really good pitching matchup on Saturday. Really good pitching matchup on Saturday. Let's see. We won't be no help with the Astros. Yeah. Rangers are going to have to just do it on their own. Like, you know, they got to stop counting on other people to lose ahead of them. They just have to keep winning 2 out of 3. That will make a big difference. Just keep winning 2 out of 3. All right. Let me go to the preview of tomorrow's game here. So tomorrow, or Friday, I keep saying tomorrow. I guess tomorrow, Cowboys game. We'll get to Cowboys at the very end. We'll kind of keep the show a little bit together here. But tomorrow, Houston has not announced a starter for Friday. Merrill Kelly is actually going Friday night, which I think sets up on Saturday Jacob deGrom pitching. Should be, at least. Have they not announced a pitcher yet? DeGrom is on Saturday. Okay. So Kelly on Friday, DeGrom on Saturday, and then you're going to have Patrick Corbin on Sunday. Looks like Astros have not announced anyone for Sunday. They have not announced anyone for Saturday, according to MLB.com, and they have not announced anyone for Friday either. So Astros have not announced any starters officially. Maybe we do the math on Hunter Brown and we decide it's Saturday, but nothing official yet, at least on MLB. Maybe ESPN has something different, but DeGrom Day on Saturday. 5-1 would be great. I still say 4-2 would get the job done. Just win 2 out of 3. If you can take 2 out of 3 against the Astros, and if you can take 2 out of 3 against the Brewers, or shoot, you could sweep one series and win 1 out of 3 in the other one. I really do think 4-2 is going to be all right. Arrighetti on Friday. Rangers have a big opportunity here to win some ball games against the Astros. The Brewers series is going to be the tough one. All you really have throwing in the Brewers series is Jack Leiter and a bullpen game, and I think you might have Merrill Kelly. Let's see, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So you'll have Jack Leiter and Merrill Kelly in the Brewers series. So that'll be nice. And then you'll have DeGrom leading off the next series. So we'll see how it goes. We will see how things play out against the Astros. I'm excited about it. Rangers had a great series against Houston right before the All-Star break down in Houston. These teams in 2023 traded off road victories. You remember Houston came to Arlington in 23, won all 3 games, and then the Rangers won all 4 down in Houston. It doesn't necessarily mean a ton when you have the home field advantage in this series. It just kind of goes both ways a lot of the time. It can go either way. So we shall see. But I'm excited for this series. Merrill Kelly, by the way, on that Friday night game, I'll see if I can get a little preview for you guys here. Merrill against the Astros. Jose Altuve, 2 for 6. Yordan Alvarez, 1 for 3. Caratini, 2 for 9. Correa, 0 for 6. Dubon, 1 for 5. Jeremy Pena, 0 for 4. Sanchez, 2 for 10 with the home run. So a really small sample size for Merrill Kelly against the Astros, but by and large, you don't have anyone that crazy rakes off of him. Sanchez with the 1 home run, but beyond that, pretty tame. So hopefully Merrill Kelly on Friday night can do a job, keep things rolling. He has been really good since coming over from the Diamondbacks. Rangers haven't always given him the best of support, but Merrill Kelly has had a number of really high-quality starts since donning the Rangers uniform. So hopefully he can get us a series win. Then it makes it so much easier Saturday, Sunday. You just got to win 1 out of 2. I really do feel, y'all, if you can win 2 out of 3 against Houston, 2 out of 3 against Milwaukee, that is going to do the job. I know I've seen a lot of 5-1 homestand stuff. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be outstanding. I'm really going to be okay with 4-2. Just win 2 out of 3. Win each series. I think that is going to get the job done. At this point, being a game and a half back, you can win 2 out of 3 and make up some ground. You can. If you're winning 3 out of 3, you're going to make up more ground more quickly. But 2 out of 3 is going to get the job done at this point if you can just stay consistent in that way. ESPN always has the starters listed out early. I wonder what insider info they have that MLB.com doesn't, that they're so unwilling to post it. But, Christopher, I'm sure it probably is going to follow that pattern. Absolutely. Yeah, JBJ looked like Yankees might sneak out another dub, but, yeah, Houston's going to take this one, so they are going to kick the Rangers back a full game. Rangers still just a game and a half out of a playoff spot. That's really all that matters at this point. You can put a little dent in it. If you sweep the Astros this weekend, it's going to be tough to do. You could get that back down to 2.5 games, and you still have, 6 total games left against the Astros. So you really do control your own destiny in a sense. You've got to win some games, though, and start stacking those dubs. Chris, appreciate it, man. Look, I actually have some more hats that I just ordered. Don't tell my wife. She's like, dude, how many more hats do you need? Come on, man. We have hats like literally like seeping out of the closet. And it is true. I have so many Rangers hats, but got this one. My wife gave it to me as a gift. I love these A-frame hats, by the way. I feel like I'm an influencer right now. I love these A-frame hats. They're perfect. They fit my head perfectly. Some hats that I buy off of Fanatics, just whatever it is, like I just have found there's a lot of variants, but I really like the A-frames. I really love the A-frames. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go on to Fanatics or New Era and just look up A-frame in the fit or the silhouette, whatever they call it. Highly recommend. I'm a big fan. And I'm also kind of getting into trucker hats a little bit more. I never used to be a trucker hat guy, but they're growing on me. So look, I probably got, I don't even know how many Rangers hats, 20 to 25, maybe more. Maybe I'm underselling, but I appreciate the compliment. One of my favorite hats right here, especially with this combo too. You got the baby blue, the powder blue with the heather gray. Love it. Absolutely. Need a Stars and a Mavs hat. I'll have a hat for all my teams. Yeah. Look, I always find something crazy awesome on New Era or Fanatics. Like I could literally buy something once a week. They always are coming out with some cool new design that I just have to have. So absolutely. Absolutely. All right, y'all. Hey, Cowboys game tomorrow. Let's talk about it a little bit. I'll definitely keep taking comments, by the way, on Rangers and anything else that you have going on. Let's see how Royals have so many wins. I have no clue, Green Arrow. I look at the run differential for a lot of these teams, and I do kind of wonder, how are they hanging around? And then you look at the run differential for, Kansas City. You look at the run differential for some of the other teams in the wild card race. Kansas City has a -8 run differential. Cleveland has a -54 run differential. I mean, you got Tampa Bay going strong with a +61. The Rangers are at a +90, which is actually better than the Astros. The Astros have a +14 run differential. Now, run differential isn't everything. It's not. It's not everything. But I do think it is a decent indicator of how a team's season is going. And it can sometimes mean you're winning a lot of tight games, and there are some games where you're just getting completely waxed. The Rangers, they have been in a lot of tight games this year, and that is why the run differential is so good. It is wild how -54 run differential for the Guardians has them a game and a half out for that Texas Rangers spot right below the Mariners. New York's coming back a little bit. Is that what I'm hearing right now, Sean? New York is coming back. Do I need to get this game back up? What do we got going on? Top of the ninth, 2 outs. Abreu is blowing it right now. Is that what's happening? Cody Bellinger just hit a home run. There you go. Who's it up to? Jazz? Come on, Jazz. Go solo shot for me right here, baby. We got the game on right now. We'll put the Cowboys preview on hold. Cowboys play the Eagles tomorrow night in Philadelphia. Let's see what happens here with Jazz. Again, you got Brian Abreu in the game. Abreu on the season, rocking a, let's see, 2.30 ERA, so obviously pitching well for the Astros. It is a 1-2 count right now to Jazz. Jazz 1 for 4 with 2 Ks. We'll finish this Astros-Yankees game out. There are obviously some very interesting implications here. See if the Yankees can tie this one up. What a melt that would be for Houston. Oof. Pitch number 4 incoming here pretty quickly. I don't have the game on, by the way. I'm just watching game day. So you guys might beat me to the punch on some of these play calls. Cody Bellinger, 3-run bomb. Ball 2, by the way, 2-2 to Jazz. Yankees have been on a heater of late. They really are running away with that top wild card spot. They have been such an up and down team this year. I still feel like, and I'm not trying to sound like a hater or be a hater, but I still feel like the Yankees are missing that big piece in the rotation, that big horse. Garrett Cole, the injury looms pretty large. I feel like they're missing that big-time playoff ace. I know Rodon's been pretty good. They've had a couple other guys that have been pretty well performing throughout the year, but still feels like Garrett Cole, not having him is probably going to be a shortcoming for that squad in October. We'll see what happens. By the way, I don't know how Jazz took pitch number 5, but they're going to get called strike 3 here. Very questionable pitch, and the Astros are going to hang on. Very questionable strike 3 pitch. Jazz did well to take pitch 5, but pitch 6, maybe it just nicked the zone. Neither here nor there. Game's over. Astros are going to gain a full game on both the Mariners and the Rangers. Not the worst thing in the world, but you would have loved to have had a better shot at really narrowing that gap if you're Texas going into this Silver Boot series. Would have been nice to be able to have a shot to get it down to a game and a half in the division, which you could have done with the sweep. That would have been crazy. How many Cowboys hats and Longhorns hats? Not as many. Not as many. I did just buy a Cowboys hat, which I'm sure you'll see me wearing during the Cowboys games at some point. I just bought a Cowboys hat. I probably got 3 or 4 Longhorns hats if I had to guess. Rangers take the cake by far. It was a little bit unlucky. Like that strike 3 call was, I felt a little generous. Maybe it just caught a little bit. This is why you'd love ABS, man. It's why you would love ABS. Colby, yeah, I was kind of with you. You might need to go ahead and expand on that one. Jazz took a close pitch on the one before. Again, this is where ABS is huge. ABS might go ahead and bring that one right back. You just don't know. I'm looking forward to having the challenge system implemented next year in 2026. I think that's going to be huge. The try-hit hat. Frankie, let me look this up. The try-hit hat. All right, let's see this. Let's see what we got. Are you about to make me buy something else on Fanatics here, Frankie? Let's see. Oh, that's nice. That is nice, my guy. With the fire suggestion, the fire recommendation. Hello. I like that. It doesn't take much for me to appreciate a new hat if you haven't figured it out yet. What is my 100% prediction for the Rangers? Just like my lock prediction. That's what you want to know? I would say I think the Rangers find a way in. Christopher, I'm with you. I think Rangers and Astros, I think they each find a way in. I think Astros, if I had to say it right now, Astros probably win the division. And I think Rangers find a way to sneak into the wild card. And honestly, the way it's going right now, if you look at the standings, I wonder who the Rangers would get if they do sneak into that last wild card spot. So right now, of all the division winners, you have got Houston as the worst division winner. So what you're setting up is a Houston-Texas best 2 out of 3. Right? That would be, if it worked out that the Rangers stole the last wild card spot, they would play Houston. Houston would play the worst wild card team as the worst division winner. So it would be best 2 out of 3, Houston and then, of course, Texas. And I think all three are played down in Houston, if I'm not mistaken. So right now, that's how it's setting up. If the Rangers can somehow find a way to sneak into that third wild card spot, unless Houston gets really hot, you're going to see a Rangers-Astros first round wild card round 3-game series down in Houston. We'll see what happens. That would be something. That really would be. Astros, Mariners, and Rangers. Sean, I don't think so just because of how the standings look right now, my guy. But look, Boston is up big on Seattle for that second wild card. Boston is up 4.5 games on Seattle right now. So is it impossible? No, it's not impossible. But Boston would really have to melt down, as would New York. Both these teams would really have to melt down for the Mariners, Rangers, and Astros to all make it. I don't see it happening. I think the Red Sox and Yankees hang on. I think it's going to come down to Mariners, Rangers, Royals, Rays, possibly Guardians. That last series that we play the Guardians, our very last series of the regular season. That could be a huge matchup. Could be a huge matchup. Matt, you're already giving up, man. Mariners, no chance, Matt says. I don't know if I would say no chance, but the Mariners do not look to be in a healthy place right now. They do not look to be in a healthy place. I will say that. Keep rolling. Hey, tomorrow we will be live fourth quarter and post game for the Cowboys at Philly. First game of the NFL season. Don't really know what to expect. I think I'll probably have a reel out at some point tomorrow on the Cowboys. I think that's where I'm headed right now. I do have a couple of Rangers reels ideas in tow, but I'm thinking probably Cowboys reel tomorrow, and we'll see what I come up with. But I kind of have that feeling right now, not that Dallas is going to go in and dominate, but I just kind of have that feeling right now that it's going to be a closer game than what people think. Maybe it's just hope springs eternal in week one. It very well could be, full disclosure. But I do kind of feel like this game is going to be a little tighter than what people are thinking it's going to be. I think a lot of people are feeling that Dallas is going to be a bit of a doormat this year. I still think that offense, man, has some juice. I don't know if the defense is fully accounted for in the same way, but I do feel like Dallas has enough juice offensively. They might be able to hang a little bit tighter than what a lot of people are predicting. We'll see what happens. Will El Bombi be back for the Houston series? I sure hope so, JJ. Sure hope so, man. We'll see, but that would be awesome. That would be phenomenal. Hey, what's up, buddy? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Grateful for you supporting the show. Christopher, I hope you are right. That would be huge. Look, that is how it goes in the NFL. You have a lot of people thinking the game's going to go one way, and then the opposite happens. There are so many matchups in the NFL you look at on paper, and you're like, you think you know with 1,000% certainty, and then just something shocking happens out of nowhere. So for me, I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow. It'll be good to see Dak back on the field. I'm very curious to see what the offense looks like with Pickens, with Lamb. And then what are the running backs going to do, right? You've got a number of new guys really heading up the running back spot. I'd love to see some of the running backs start taking charge. I'm wondering what they're going to be doing with the playing time, with the rotation of the running backs. I'd imagine that they're going to be mixing and matching a little bit. I think that Dallas is going to surprise some people. I really do. I think that they are going to have a better year than what some people are projecting. I said between 7 and 9 wins. I could see 7 and 10. I could see 9 and 8. I could see 8 and 9. I don't know if I see double-digit wins. I hope. Fingers crossed, but I'm not for sure on that one. Let's see. Will Seager be back? I hope so. I don't think Friday, though. I hope he'll be back by the end of the year, but Dallas Sports Central, I don't think they are projecting Seager back until maybe like the Guardian series. I think it's going to be a while, man. He just got that appendectomy, the surgery. I think he is going to be chilling for a few weeks yet. Christopher, I hope you are right, man. You are a lot more optimistic than I am. I will be over the moon if the Cowboys can get to double-digit wins. That would be incredible. I'd be over the moon, for sure. Adolis Garcia does need to visit his children this weekend on the baseball field. Children being the Houston Astros, of course. Christopher, I'm sorry. Dolly, though, I mean, look, it doesn't take much to go up and look some highlights up. He dominates when he plays Houston. Dallas Sports Central, give me a little more, man. What's the weird feeling? I just feel like everybody is negative on the Cowboys in the public right now. And generally, in my experience, I know not all of us are bettors, like to wager on the games. And I'm not a big-time better on sports. I do it occasionally for big games, but I'll say this, when the public is going one way, it feels more often than not that the opposite happens. I'm not saying that the public is never right at large, but it does feel like, I mean, in all of my history, especially living out here in Vegas, if everybody is on one side, it does feel like pick the other one. And it just feels like there's too many people saying that the Cowboys aren't going to be good, that they'll probably come out tomorrow night and surprise some people. We'll see what happens. A game-winning kick by Aubrey, that would be phenomenal. Phenomenal. Bo, disagree on that one. I think the Parsons trade is going to need to play itself out a little bit more. Let's see what the Cowboys actually get for the first-round picks. Let's see how Kenny Clark does. I really feel like we have got to wait and see a little bit. I don't think you're going to know who the winner was in the Parsons trade for a few years. Micah Parsons, by the way, dealing with an injury. We'll see what that's all about. But I think the Cowboys are winning from the standpoint of you didn't have to pay almost $50 million per year to an edge rusher. To me, edge rushers are guys that can be replaced. Micah Parsons is a phenomenal talent. I don't think that he's trash or he sucks. I think he's great. I think he's probably a top 5 defender in the league. That being said, I think everybody has their cutoff point. And in terms of the price, mine with Parsons, you were probably getting over it at $40 million. And that's exactly what the Cowboys landed at. I think 40 and a half. I did not want to see the Cowboys shell out 47, 48 million for Micah Parsons. I didn't want to see it. So for me, I absolutely feel like the Cowboys made the right move. Would it have been great for them to have made the trade potentially before the draft? I think so, because you would have liked to have used the first-round draft pick this year, right? If you trade Micah before the draft, then you've got an opportunity for you to go out and get that first-round pick right now to be utilized for the 2025-26 season. But I genuinely think the reason why they didn't is because they really actually wanted to try and keep him. I think the Cowboys wanted to try and keep Micah. I think it really got ramped up when Micah put the trade request out there public. I think the Cowboys actually had every intention of keeping Micah Parsons. And so some people are kind of getting on Jerry, like, why didn't you trade him before the draft? They genuinely wanted to keep him. And so I think that it's less about, Jerry knew that he was going to trade Parsons. What an idiot for not trading him before the draft. I don't see it that way. I see Cowboys really in good faith wanted to find a way to keep him in a Cowboys uniform for life or pretty close to it. And it just fell through. I think Micah Parsons started demonstrating some interesting behavior. I didn't love some of the sideline antics and things that he was doing. And it's well documented that the podcast that he does and just some of his behavior was rubbing teammates the wrong way. I think they are definitely doing the right thing, letting him go at this point. He might go and win a ring for Green Bay. Good for him. I hope it doesn't happen, but good for him if he ends up getting that done. But you are going to be in a lose-lose trading, I would say, or let me rephrase, signing Micah Parsons for $50 million just doesn't feel good. Sources said Prescott was relieved. Dallas Sports Central, that's kind of the vibe I picked up. I picked up the vibe that there was definitely some relief and there was some tension when it came to Micah Parsons in the locker room. And I think that the Cowboys are making it a little bit about culture, trying to get good people in the building. And by and large, I think the Cowboys did that well in the draft. I think they got some really good football players, but just really good people too. Now, I know that Pickens might raise an eyebrow for some of you, but realize that Pickens is a one-year deal. You see how it goes with George Pickens. If he's being a diva or if he's being drama or toxic in the locker room, you can always let that go after 1 year. So I think the Cowboys are trying to set it up for the long term, building a positive culture, getting good people in the building, and not spending $50 million a year on Micah Parsons, I think is a win in and of itself. Yes, he's great. Nobody's saying he's trash, but I don't think Micah Parsons is worth $50 million per year. I think Pickens will break out this year because of the attention CD gets. I sure hope so. Over under CD 100 yards. Sean, this is so tough. I got to be honest, my guy. I want to see a game before I start giving out anything on props. So I want to see a game. What do teams do with this CD Pickens combo? I can imagine that teams are still going to shade CD quite a bit. I'm probably going to go under on Lamb if you made me do it right now. I'm probably going under on him. And I don't know if Pickens goes over 100 either. I'm really curious to see how the defenses play this Cowboys passing attack. That's what I mean. Dallas Sports Central. You got Ferguson, you got Turpin, you got all these other guys. I don't know that CD gets to triple digits. I think he still maybe has a touchdown. Maybe he gets something like 75 to 90 yard range. But I don't know if he goes over the century mark. I'm very curious, how are they going to play CD and Pickens? How do I feel about Jerry Jones? I think that the Cowboys would do well getting a little bit of new leadership in the building. I'm not as big of a Jerry hater as some Cowboys fans are, but I think that they would do well to get a new GM and just have a fresh start, have a bit of a reset. But honestly, when Jerry goes, Steven's just taken over. And Steven Jones, I think most Cowboys fans know, I think he's behind most of the moves that the Cowboys make these days. Jerry's kind of the figurehead. He's the mouthpiece. But I think Steven has already had his hands all over this team. So it's going to be a while before there's big-time changes with the way the Cowboys go about constructing the roster. Keep going. Should I burn my Jerry autograph? No. Heck no. Frankie, I don't think anybody is arguing that Dak was an overpay. Let's just be real, though. What's harder to find? A quarterback that's competent or an edge rusher that's competent? I mean, it's a bit of a rhetorical question. I don't think there's really any debating. It's much harder to find a competent quarterback than it is to find a competent edge rusher. And so for me, look, I've been on the fence with Dak. A part of me really wanted to see the Cowboys reload at the quarterback position. I'm willing to give it another year, maybe another couple of years with Dak. He's been hurt a number of times throughout his tenure with the Cowboys. That's a little concerning. Is the body going to hold up for Dak or not? I think time will tell on that one. But I think you're in a different position spending $60 million on Dak versus $50 million on Micah. Quarterbacks are not a dime a dozen. In my opinion, edge rushers, not that they're a dime a dozen, but they're a lot easier to replace than a quarterback. Quarterback is a really, really tough position to replace and have somebody step in and be successful and lead your team to wins and to a playoff spot. I understand why they gave Dak $60 million and why they weren't willing to give Micah $50. Yes, Mariners lost. Yup. Cowboys game tomorrow will be great. I'm a little skeptical on the defense as well. Yeah, the Rangers, by the way, JM, what's good, man? Yeah, they're close. They are close. We'll see what happens this weekend in Silver Boot, but I'm excited. I think the Rangers, with that great road trip, they have some life. It's fortunate Seattle is losing some games. We shall see how it goes. Kenny Clark, definitely a beast of a D tackle. I am looking forward to watching his Cowboys debut. I hope that the fans are reasonable with him. I know that he replaces Micah Parsons. I would love for Kenny Clark to light it up on Thursday Night Football. I would love to see Kenny Clark just go beast mode and really make a statement. I think that you will see a little bit of a flip if Kenny Clark goes off tomorrow. Tristan, if Arch Manning did become a Dallas Cowboy, I'd be over the moon as a Texas Longhorns fan. I don't think Arch comes out next year. It feels like a lot of different people are talking Arch is kind of on a 2-year plan right now. If he really kills it this year, maybe you see that change. But I kind of have a feeling that he is going to be in Texas for a couple of years before he comes into the draft. We'll see. Bo, absolutely, man. How good of a story would it be if Kenny Clark just goes off tomorrow? Like, how great of a story would that be? I mean, I know some people wouldn't like it because it would validate Jerry Jones, but for him, Kenny Clark, by all accounts, going back to what I was saying earlier, is just an amazing individual. I mean, Walter Payton Award type stuff. So he's a good dude. He's a good guy. Put the feelings about Jerry aside. I think Kenny Clark's a pretty easy guy to cheer for. I would love to see him just terrorize the Philadelphia Eagles O-line. Brewers won again. Go Brew Crew. As a Packer fan, thank you, Cowboys. We'll see how Micah pans out for you guys, Bill. And look, we'll be playing the Brew Crew next week. That'll be fun. You got to come out and hang out after each game on the live with us, all right? Go Eagles, Matt says. Boo. It's just hard, man. I don't know. I mean, I know some people maybe do hate the Cowboys more than they hate the Eagles, but I thought we were all united on hating the Eagles. Unless you're an Eagles fan, man. I thought we were all united, the rest of the teams in the league. I guess some people hate the Cowboys a little bit more. Dallas loses, but it's a close one, like 35-31. Isaac, I can't see that many points being scored. I think if we do win, it's probably like a 27-24 ball game. I would be really surprised if the Cowboys get to 30-plus points. I would be shocked. The Eagles defense is really good. Like, I see a lower scoring win, think again 27-24, 24-17, 24-21, one way or another. I don't see a whole lot more than 50, 51 points being scored. I think the defense is too good for Philadelphia. Dallas defense, definitely skeptical about the rush and the run defense. Kenny Clark hopefully will help that, but I would be really surprised if this one goes over 51 points. I think you're going to see something in the 40s, maybe even in the high 30s. First game, you might have a little bit more offense, a little bit more defense, just as the offenses catch up. That's kind of the thing sometimes too, y'all. You have this first game of the season. Defense is a lot easier to get together than offense. Offense is so much more intricate. Not that defense can't be, but it usually takes the offenses a second to heat up. That's why I really don't think that there's going to be a lot of scoring tomorrow. I mean, I'd love to be wrong, but I kind of doubt that it's going to be some high-scoring affair. We'll see. Maggie, appreciate the gifts. Good to see you on the live. Thank you so much for the support. It means a lot. Hey, we are winding down here, so let me give you the schedule. Let me kind of run it down with you here. So tomorrow, Rangers do not play. Rangers are probably back in Arlington by now, getting a little R&R tonight, back at the home, back at the Casa, and then tomorrow off day, maybe get a little light hitting in, do a little workout, and then after that, you get Silver Boot on Friday night. Merrill Kelly taking the hill. We will be here tomorrow night, and we will be going through and going the fourth quarter and post game. So if you want to come back and hang out, I would love to have you back tomorrow. Fourth quarter, post game, we'll be here. Hey, Dallas Sports Central, you just subscribed? My guy. Appreciate you. Hey, DM me after the show. I want to get you into the Discord, and this is a good chance for me to plug that real quick. I don't have many things that I've monetized here on the show. Everything is going to be free, and I intend to keep it that way, but I have a couple of things that I have cooking up. One of them, the subscription to the channel on TikTok, bottom left corner. Hit that subscribe button, and you will be able to be a part of that. It's the Right on Rangers Discord as the main perk. And look, it's just something extra. If you love what we're doing here on the show, you want to support me, the content that I produce, I'd appreciate you considering it. There's a lot of ways to support. FJ's just showing you one of them right now. FJ, appreciate the gifts. I know the monthly subscription isn't for everybody, but would love to have you guys in the Discord. It's a great community. It's a great group of people that we've been building up really over all the summer months. So consider a sub. And if you're on TikTok or X and you're watching, I'm going to drop a link for you guys. Go ahead and you'll have to copy and paste that into a browser of your choice. If you're interested, let me know if you need any help with it. But thank you so much, Dallas Sports Central. You're awesome. And FJ, thank you for the gift. Maggie, same thing as well. Thank you so much. 20-ish games left. Maggie, you had it right. I think 21 to be exact. This was game 141, so you got 21 more games left to 162. I am not going to any games. I'm not going to the Silver Boot, Maggie. I wish I was. I will probably not be at a game in Arlington unless they go deep into the playoffs. So the last game I went to was the World Series. Living out here in Vegas, I don't get back to Arlington a ton. But when I do, it's usually for a big game of some kind. We're talking playoffs. Maybe somebody is getting their jersey retired. I didn't go to Hambone. I really wanted to, but I just wasn't going to work this summer with some of my other travel plans. But I would have loved to have been at that one. I really saved coming back to Arlington for the big-time stuff. But I do make it out to a lot of road games out here on the West Coast. I was at some San Diego games. We always try and go to some games out here on the West Coast. Can't wait till the Rangers get out here to Vegas playing the A's. That's going to be great. The A's are actually, this is really cool. The A's are actually going to play some ball games. They're going to get some home series at the Summerlin Park out here where the Aviators play, the AAA squad. So the A's are actually going to be in town for multiple home series in Vegas, playing at the AAA Park out in Summerlin. And I am really excited for that. I am praying that the Rangers are going to be one of those series. That would be amazing. Amazing. No right on Raiders. No right on Raiders. Look, I keep up with the Raiders, but that would work out beautifully. It has a nice little ring to it, doesn't it? But no right on Raiders. I definitely keep up with the Raiders, being that they're right in the backyard here. But, the Knights were different because they were an expansion team. The Raiders coming from Oakland like they did, I just can't quite get on board, y'all. I can't. I'm sorry. But you know what? It's going to be Cowboys pretty much till I die. Bleed silver and blue. It wouldn't feel right doing any kind of other content at this point. Right on Raiders does have a nice little ring to it, though. Somebody ought to do something with that. I'm going to keep it right on Rangers. I know maybe it confuses some people, but you know what? Rangers is always the first priority. I'm a diehard Cowboys fan as well, but I really wanted this to be Rangers first and foremost. And then I ended up expanding it out a little bit more. And I love doing all the sports, but you guys know Rangers is the first love. So it's always going to be right on Rangers. I thought about doing, right on Horns, right on Cowboys, right on Boys, whatever. I just wanted to keep it right on Rangers. It's simpler, a lot simpler. Anyways, hey, Typical, appreciate the gift, man. That's huge. Appreciate that generosity, my guy. Thank you so much. Means a lot. Bunch of y'all have given gifts on TikTok too. You guys are great. Thank you. Yes, I moved to Vegas. Eric, I grew up in Arlington. Went to Arlington High and moved to Vegas when I was in my early 20s, and I've been here ever since, about 15 years. So you guys do the math on that one if you want to date me. But at this point, I am really happy where I'm at. I do miss Texas sometimes, but always can go back and visit. I love it out here. Love the weather. Love the pace of the city, the vibe of the city. My wife, born and raised here, so I'm going to be here for a while. I would love to go to that Cowboys-Raiders game, Sean, but I'm afraid I'm going to get a little bit priced out. I am going to get a little bit priced out. Raiders-Cowboys is going to be insane on the ticket prices. Insane. We keep rolling. Hey, thank you, Dallas Sports Central. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Average to good dad. Well, I already am a dad, so I guess maybe I already am. Average to good, I'll take average to good. I will take that, man. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. Cowboys 6-11. Yikes. I think basement is 7-9. I think ceiling is probably 10-7. What is my AOS final standings? Rohan, I'm going to go Stros, Rangers, Mariners. I think Rangers make the playoffs. They find a way. I don't think they overtake Houston, but I think they find a way. Where did I get this shirt? Wife got it for me. It was like a hat. I want to say hat shirt combo on Fanatics. And it was for, I forget what it was, if it was birthday or anniversary or something, but it's on Fanatics. Go check it out. You should be able to find it. But I love this combo. I love the all blue. Love the heather gray and the powder blue Rangers lettering. It's great. Like I said, I feel like I've been like peak influencer mode right now. I really need to get, I keep saying this, I really need to get my Fanatics links going so I can refer you guys so you can help me make a few pennies off Fanatics. I mean, if you're going to make the purchase anyways, you might as well use a code from me or something like that. I really need to get on that. There's a few things I'm trying to get on once baseball season cools down a little bit. A bunch of y'all have been asking me about merch. I do have some pretty fire ideas for Right on Rangers merch, and I don't want to be so arrogant and big-headed that I think that everybody would want to wear my Right on Rangers stuff, but I have had enough requests. I think I'm going to go forward with it in the off season. So more on that later, but I'd love to get some hats going. I'd love to get some Rangers themed Right on Rangers gear out there. Maybe it's a t-shirt, hoodie, stuff like that. Start small, make it a little bigger. We'll see what happens. The off season is kind of going to be the time where I reset a little bit. Don't have the lives every day. I'll have the Cowboys games and the Longhorns games on the weekend. We'll do a Rangers off-season show every Wednesday. But I do have some big plans in the off-season, things I want to do to take the channel, take the show to the next level. By the way, how are we doing on TikTok? Are we almost at 10K? We are 28 away from 10K. Isn't that crazy? Y'all, just let me be proud of myself just for a second here. Because, by the way, y'all are a big reason we've even gotten this far. I mean, literally, I can remember when I had less than 100 followers on TikTok. And the fact that you guys have pumped it up to 10K just means the world. YouTube, I can remember I had like 8 subscribers on YouTube. And that was like 2.5 years ago. And, you know, you're posting videos, getting like 5 views. And you're like, oh, man, better than 1 or 2 that I got the day before. And I just got to say thank you to all you guys. I mean, the support of the show has just been huge. And more than that, I've really appreciated. And Dallas Sports Central, this is why I'm excited for you to get into the Discord. The relationships, the friendships that I've been able to build with some people through this, totally priceless. Get the chills kind of thinking about it. It's just been awesome. You know, my dream when I started this show was I just wanted to be able to hang out and build a community of Ranger sports fans, maybe a little bit like-minded, like me, you know, like to be a little bit more on the positive side, definitely get passionate and get fired up when the team or when the coaches aren't doing something that we feel they should be doing. But, you know, by and large, that positive outlook, you guys know you can always get that from me. But look, that was the dream, and you guys have helped make it come true. I appreciate all the follows tonight. The gifts, Francisco, thank you. Maggie, thank you so much. You guys are so generous. And I'm just excited to see where it goes. But look, you guys have helped make this thing what it is. I definitely put in the hard work. But look, you guys are the ones that get the good word out there. So I appreciate you so much. And I'm excited to be back tomorrow. First Cowboys game of the year. Even if you don't like the Cowboys, come back and do some trash talking. Come on now. Matt, come back and do some trash talking if you're still hanging out. Look, you definitely don't have to be a diehard of all the teams that I cover here on the channel to come hang out. Don't be shy. If the Horns aren't your favorite college team, if the Cowboys aren't your favorite NFL team, come do some friendly trash talking. You know I'm game. You know I'm game. So we'll be back tomorrow, fourth quarter and post game. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Silver Boot. We may go live maybe a little bit earlier in some of those games. Think like 7th inning. You know, just so we can spend a little bit more time in game. I'm excited about that. All right, go Saints, Maggie. Like I said, come back tomorrow, hang out, do some trash talking. Hey, I'm glad you like the badge, man. I'm glad you like the badge. interestingly enough, I did spend some time with the subscriptions being thoughtful about the badges. So I'm glad you like it, bro. That's awesome. I just want to say a special thank you again. Dallas Sports Central. Don't forget, hit me up, DM me, and I'll get you into that Discord right away, man. Pumped to have you in that. All right, y'all. Hey, swing by tomorrow night, Dan. That sounds great. Married about 5 years or so. Wife and I been together 7 or 8, and married in 20. So look, we've had 5 good years, best years of my life. And some of you guys know I've got a few beautiful kids as well. So I am blessed. You guys make things even better. Maggie, you just subscribed as well? Oh my goodness. You guys are blowing me away right now. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. Maggie, please DM me after the show. I want to get you into the Discord as well. 100%. So generous of you guys. So appreciative. Means everything. Great way to end this. Look, a little bit of a rough day for the Rangers. I swear, every time I do this show, sometimes after a loss, I go into it and I'm like, man, I do not want to talk about this L, man. I do not want to relive a 2-0 loss to the Diamondbacks on a Wednesday day game. But you guys help make it better. I'm serious. It is total group therapy for me after Rangers losses. And you guys definitely help make this even better. Hey, we got our subscription goal too, Maggie. Thank you. We got to that 18 subscription goal. That's sick. I love that. All right, y'all. Hey, have a great rest of your Wednesday night. Weekend is fast approaching. I love that Thursday Night Football is back. It just makes you feel like you're having a longer weekend. I don't know. I just feel like during the NFL season, it just feels like the weekends are just a little bit longer when you got that Thursday Night Football. So I'm excited. And look, college football in full swing as well. It's going to be great. This is an awesome time to be a sports fan. All right. Love y'all. Thank you for the support. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, hopefully, fourth quarter, post-game, Dallas Cowboys versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully it's a good game. Not sure what to expect. I think the Cowboys may surprise a few people, but we'll see how it plays out. But we'll definitely be back Friday. If you can't make it tomorrow, we'll be back Friday night, 7th, 8th inning for Astros, Rangers, Silver Boot. It's going to be great. It is going to be great. Appreciate all you guys. Have a good night. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.